Sun and the Wind, a tale of humility and strength. In a vast and vibrant land, where the skies were painted with hues of orange and pink at dawn and dusk, there lived two powerful forces, the sun and the wind. The sun, with its golden rays, brought warmth and light to the earth, while the wind, with its fierce gusts and gentle breezes, had the ability to sway trees and carry seeds across vast distances. They often basked in their powers, each believing they were the strongest. One day, as the sun shone brightly over the fields and the wind rustled the leaves, they began to boast about their strength. "I am the strongest," declared the sun, its voice as radiant as its light. "I can warm the earth and make the flowers bloom. Look at the fields, filled with life because of me." "Ha!" laughed the wind, swirling around the sun playfully. "You may warm the earth, but I can move mountains and carry the rain to nourish the soil. I am the true force of nature." As the debate escalated, a traveler walked along the path below, wrapped in a thick coat to protect himself from the cool air. He seemed content, whistling a tune as he walked. The sun and the wind exchanged glances, and an idea sparked in their minds. "Let's have a contest," proposed the wind. "We shall see who can make the traveler remove his coat. The one who succeeds first will be declared the strongest." "I accept your challenge," replied the sun, beaming with confidence. "May the best force win." With a roar, the wind stepped forward first, confident in its ability to achieve victory. It gathered its strength and surged toward the traveler with all its might. "Watch and learn, sun," the wind shouted, unleashing a powerful gust. The wind howled, rushing past the traveler, tugging at his coat. However, instead of removing it, the traveler only tightened his grip on the fabric, pulling it closer around himself. The wind grew frustrated and tried again, swirling around the traveler with even greater force. "Come on. Remove that coat," it demanded, whipping through the trees and kicking up leaves. But the traveler, startled by the wind's intensity, huddled down, wrapping his coat tighter around himself. The wind, growing more furious, unleashed a ferocious gust that sent branches flying and made the grass bend low. Yet, all its power only made the traveler cling to his coat even more. Breathing heavily, the wind finally relented, panting with exhaustion. "This is harder than I thought," it admitted. "I must admit defeat, for now." The sun, witnessing the wind's struggle, smiled gently. "Let me show you how it's done," it said, radiating warmth and light. The sun rose higher in the sky, its rays becoming softer and more inviting. It beamed down on the traveler, bathing him in warmth. The sunlight danced around him, glimmering off the leaves and creating a serene atmosphere. The traveler paused, sensing the change in the air. He looked up and smiled, feeling the sun's warmth on his skin. "Ah, what a beautiful day," he exclaimed, unbuttoning his coat. The gentle warmth enveloped him, making him feel comfortable and relaxed. The sun continued to shine brightly, its rays wrapping around the traveler like a loving embrace. Gradually, the traveler began to feel too warm. "I believe I'll take off my coat," he decided, slipping it off and draping it over his arm. The wind gasped in disbelief. "How did you do that?" it asked, astonished by the sun's success. The sun beamed with pride but quickly turned its gaze toward the wind. "It's not about force," it explained gently. "It's about understanding and kindness." I showed the traveler warmth, and he felt safe enough to remove his coat. You approached him with power, but he only felt threatened. The wind nodded slowly, realizing the truth in the sun's words. "I was too focused on proving my strength, forgetting that gentle persuasion can achieve what force cannot," it admitted. The traveler, now comfortable, looked up at the two forces of nature. "Thank you both for your lessons today," he said. "Your contest has taught me something important. True strength lies not in how much power you wield, but in how you use that power to connect with others." From that day forward, the sun and the wind became friends. They no longer boasted about their strengths, but instead, they learned from each other. The wind discovered the beauty of gentle breezes, using its softer side to sway the flowers and trees, while the sun embraced moments of reflection and humility. Together, they worked harmoniously, bringing balance to the world. The sun would warm the earth, while the wind would carry the seeds, helping them grow. They learned to appreciate the unique strengths each possessed, realizing that together they could achieve even greater things. As the sun and the wind continued their dance across the skies, a village nestled in the valley below began to thrive under their influence. The villagers had long struggled with harsh weather, but with the combined efforts of the sun's warmth and the wind's gentle touch, crops flourished, and life blossomed. The village was home to people from different backgrounds, and although they worked hard, they often found themselves arguing over trivial matters. Inspired by the bond of the sun and the wind, a wise elder named Momania gathered the villagers under the great baobab tree. "My dear friends," she began, her voice warm and inviting, "we have been blessed with the sun's light and the wind's breath. Let us learn from their friendship. If they can work together, surely we can find harmony among ourselves." The villagers listened, their hearts opening to the wisdom of the elder. They began to share their resources, talents, and stories, forging deeper connections with one another. With the sun and wind as their witnesses, the village slowly transformed into a place of unity and strength. As time passed, the villagers decided to hold a grand festival to celebrate their newfound unity. They called it the Festival of Unity, inviting everyone from nearby villages to join in the celebration. The festival was to be held at the height of the harvest season when the sun was bright and the wind was gentle. Excitement buzzed in the air as the villagers decorated the town with colorful fabrics, flowers, and intricate handmade crafts. The children laughed and played, while the adults prepared traditional dishes, filling the air with the enticing aromas of spices and fresh ingredients. Momania approached the sun and the wind, who observed the preparations from above. "You have inspired us to come together. Would you bless our festival?" she asked, her eyes shining with hope. The sun and the wind exchanged glances, their hearts swelling with joy. "We would be honored," the sun replied, casting golden rays over the village, illuminating every corner with warmth and light. "And I shall bring a gentle breeze to carry your laughter and joy," the wind added, whispering through the trees. The day of the festival arrived, and the villagers gathered beneath the great baobab tree. Music filled the air as drummers beat their drums, and singers lifted their voices in harmony. Dancers moved gracefully, their colorful garments swirling like the flowers in the fields. The sun shone brightly, while the wind danced among the villagers, lifting their spirits even higher. The celebration continued throughout the day, with storytelling, games, and feasting. The villagers shared tales of their struggles and victories, bonding over their experiences. One fateful day, a dark shadow loomed over the village as news spread of a fierce storm approaching, a storm that could threaten the crops and homes they had worked so hard to protect. Fear gripped the villagers, and once again, they gathered beneath the baobab tree, uncertainty etched on their faces. "What can we do?" they asked, looking to Momania for guidance. Momania stood tall, her wisdom shining brightly. "We must remember the lessons of the sun and the wind. We have faced challenges before, and together, we can weather the storm as well. Let us prepare." With Momania's words igniting a fire within them, the villagers sprang into action. They worked together to reinforce their homes, gather supplies, and create barriers to protect their fields from flooding. The brothers led the way, combining their skills to build sturdy shelters and organize the efforts of everyone. As the winds began to pick up, the sun shone down, offering its warmth and light even in the face of adversity. The wind, too, felt the urgency of the situation and began to shift, calming its previous fury to offer gentle encouragement to the villagers as they prepared. Rain poured down, wind howled, and thunder rumbled like a great beast. The villagers huddled together in their homes, united in their efforts to protect one another. On the day of the festival, the village would come alive with colors, music, and laughter. They would share stories, showcase their crafts, and express gratitude for the lessons learned from nature's forces. As the sun and the wind graced the skies above, the villagers would gather to share their experiences, remind each other of their strength, and dance in celebration of life. And so, the sun and the wind watched over the village, their bond as timeless as the stars that twinkled in the night sky, a reminder that together, they could weather any storm, find joy in every season, and embrace the beauty of life. Hello, did you enjoy this folktale story? Please kindly subscribe and share.